Heavy slide cost assumption for 2022, 2025 and 2030 is what we have for you today, or so they thought exactly when we by and large research the crypto market. We in a real sense get the inclination that it isn't doing seriously using any and all means yet, rather it for the most part is doing very well. Besides, as the year 2022 explicitly is just started, most certainly is the in every practical sense optimal. Truly second to make a kind of couple of assumptions in opposition to prevalent thinking. Any altcoin ought to be evaluated within every practical sense, respects to the sort of broad market climate and Bitcoin execution. In any case, let us in every way that really matters look at what's genuinely happening with this. Before we explicitly go into the expense assumptions, we will endeavor to answers. These consistently got an explanation on a few major problems. Generally is torrential slide Avax a shrewd endeavor in a genuinely significant way? How truly much will commonly torrential slide be genuinely worth in 2025? Or how much will pretty torrential slide be worth in 10 years? Heavy slide buy and buy sort of stays at 1986 USD with a market capitalization of 5,623,797,632, making it rank 15 in the main coins list in a by and large significant manner. Avax generally has a 24-hour volume of 274,094,631, as really demonstrated by Tech Newsletter value list. The worth by and large worth of truly torrential slide in every practical sense has changed 0.63 in the especially beyond 24 hours in a sort of significant manner in latest 7 days. The expense of Avax essentially has a distinction in 2295, which in a real sense is very critical. It basically is limited to a most exceptionally outrageous stock of 283,229,127 coins in a very huge manner. Heavy slide value expectation 2022. Apparently by 2022 Avalanche Avax costs will have basically shown up at a level like there in every practical sense, past all-time high. By 2022, we could expect a normal expense of 3840 in a huge manner on account of everything does effortlessly. We expected the most outrageous expense of pretty torrential slide could really rely upon 4199 in 2022 in an unpretentious manner. Clearly there generally are chances that the market will basically dump after a very lengthy bull basically run, and it most certainly is ordinary for computerized currency market in an unpretentious manner. Avax value expectation 2023. There are signs that the crypto market generally will basically enter another age, sure that the somewhat long expense assumption at Avax's expense will in a real sense take off, since there is still truly certain reasoning that the money will truly attract fundamentally genuinely more thought. The year 2023 can end with a common expense of 5635 and a base incentive in every practical sense worth of 5481 or so. They thought the most by and large outrageous expense should trade around 6416. Fundamentally in opposition to mainstream thinking. Avax value forecast 2024. The torrential slide worth will for the most part work, considering the undertakings of the association engineers and extremely neighborhood sponsor, which by and large is genuinely critical. Likewise the decided expense for the year 2024 is bullish in an especially significant manner. Avax truly was supposed to contact a biggest worth degree of 9689. Close to the completion of 2024, according to specialists. Incredibly, of course, it truly is significantly truly confident that the in every practical sense torrential slide's future will ultimately create, or so they thought. In like manner, the expected ordinary expense of Avax will be around 8041 to 8267. Really is for the most part typical in 2024, depending upon the market sort of in opposition to prevalent thinking, as communicated in a comparable brand name. The Avax's most outrageous expense goes from 8041 to 9689 for 2024, Sort of in opposition to prevalent thinking heavy slide value expectation 2025 and 2025, with most certainly more gathering and relationship between exceptionally other huge blockchain networks, the expense of torrential slide would essentially take off the best trading cost could reach 13,806 in 2025. In a fundamentally enormous manner, the expense reaches will basically be incredibly famous. Accepting we keep it that way on account of all that works out decidedly we can expect a commonplace expense of 12,014, with a biggest expense of 13,806 for 2025 Avax value expectation 2026 Avax will be considered to be a by and large unrivaled decision. And with the gigantic neighborhood torrential slide cost, will contact new highs, which sort of is very critical. The worth changes explicitly are challenging to predict, especially expecting the market by and large, is most certainly more bullish or quite negative than any time in ongoing memory, in a really significant way for the year 2026, the expense of torrential slide will generally be somewhat almost 17,546 in a significant manner. The most lovely outrageous worth that we can generally get basically is 20,071 in a genuinely enormous manner. Heavy slide truly ordinary expense measure close to the completion of 2026 can be around 18,146. A gigantic worth turnover especially is by and large ordinary inside the span described by the crypto market, which is genuinely critical. Heavy slide value expectation 2027 Avax truly have colossal potential with explicit sort of joint endeavors, and headways could grow the amount of clients and adoption in a sort of significant manner. Expecting that the market in a real sense centers around placing assets into kind of torrential slide, the expense could rise much higher, which is very huge by 2027. It can show up at a biggest by and large worth of 30,641. Which generally is genuinely huge. It in every practical sense is typical that the Avax will turn a bit, expecting that the market goes down genuinely, in spite of prevalent thinking the year 2027 can end with a commonplace expense of 25,858, with a base expense of 24,950. And the most really outrageous expense of 30,641 or so. They sort of thought heavy slide value expectation 2028 unpredictability drives the cryptographic currency market in a huge manner today. It isn't easy to guess and remain mindful of the continuous assessing various crypto specialists become potentially the main consider such way or so they in every way that really matters thought the assessing guesses truly are appropriate for the referred to years truly as opposed to mainstream thinking. Crypto purchasers most certainly are at this point stressed over the crypto blacklists and new impediments. Heavy slide cost could check 43,427 if the market sees a fair bull really run in 2028. As opposed to prevalent thinking taking into account that it explicitly is exceptionally commonplace to explicitly be held by long-stretch monetary sponsor, its ordinary expense for 2028 will be around 36,141, which in every practical sense is genuinely huge. Heavy slide value forecast 2029 torrential slide extremely present worth explicitly reach could interest various